If you have a single dose, the challenge there is it might be efficacious and well tolerated, and that's great. You've got a good drug. But if you miss on efficacy, were you too low? Did the drug not work? These are questions you have to balance. Or if the drug is not well tolerated but works pretty well, what would have happened if you were a lower dose? So these are just things that we at Aerovate, 3 active doses, think we're protecting against. So hence the reason for our trial design.
Thank you, Hunter. And then another question is, what is the safety data package that is required for filing, or can you actually leverage a lot of the safety data set from oral Gleevec as potential for filing purposes?
Sure, no, I think that's a great question, and so yes, in discussion with the agency, we did agree that if we can show that the systemic exposure with inhaled AV101 is less than 400 milligrams of oral imatinib, then we could bridge the safety data. So we will be using the 505(b)(2) pathway, and that falls within that umbrella. But essentially, in these rare life-threatening diseases, the agency, certainly the FDA, doesn't necessarily put out numbers. So you need to have 200 patients or a certain number of patient years of exposure. What they look at is the risk-benefit. So if you have a hugely beneficial drug, they will tolerate more risk. So you might get away with 100 subjects or 150 subjects. But if you have a small window of efficacy and tolerability is a little bit on the edge, then they're going to want much more data. So I think you have to throw in the risk-benefit analysis there. And, we have been to speak to the agency. They've seen our sample sizes, and they did not suggest to us that this was deficient in any way. So we're feeling comfortable with what we're doing.
And one thing we should point out, I think we mentioned it, is all the patients who start on AV101 are allowed to stay on it for an open-label extension.
Okay.
It starts in the phase 2B portion. So we will have quite a significant package at the end of 2B and then at the end of 3 of people that have been on drugs for a long time. And as Hunter said, we've already shown in our phase 1 study that the exposures are lower than even our highest dose than 400 milligram oral imatinib. So no reason to think that there would be any uncovered safety concern or requirement.
Thank you, Ben. And then maybe a follow-up to the comment that you made in terms of open label, the patients from the phase 2B continue. Will there be any efficacy assessments done at a later time point, such as the PDR and 6-minute walk test? Have you guys disclosed sort of the efficacy endpoint in the open label portion?
Sure. So I can't recall if we've disclosed what we're doing in the extension study, but I think we can share that we're going to be looking at objective data with 6-minute walks and echoes and biomarkers, etc. Obviously, the challenge with extension studies is you don't have the placebo control. But I think with long-term treatment, if you start to see NT-proBNP slowly come down significantly into normal, you start to see echoes start to normalize RV, structure and function, and so on and so forth. I think this is reassuring data. So yes, we will be collecting all those sorts of things long-term.
Ben and Hunter, thank you so much. I can't believe 25 minutes of us already gone by, but I wanted to ask one last quick question. What does the rest of sort of the pipeline or expansion look like? How are you guys thinking about that now?
So we were founded specifically around this problem of sort of solving the imatinib problem with pH, and have so far spent most of our efforts on that. Now that we're getting close to those phase 2B data, we're thinking more about the broader things that we could do. We haven't given any specific guidance there, but we would look to leverage the team that we have and where we're going to be in the next couple of years to make sure we're maximizing the value of AV101, as well as something else that we could potentially fit in that would be something in a sort of rare cardiopulmonary or space that makes a lot of sense for the talent of the team that we've built so far. But we don't have any other specific programs or guidance there right now.
Thank you so much, Ben, and thank you so much, Hunter. I know, Hunter, you're on the road, so I really appreciate you finding a quiet corner and speaking with us. So thank you on behalf of all of us here at Piper Sandler for spending time with us and educating us about Imvand, and hope you have a great weekend.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you all very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Goodbye.